If you tow or haul often with your 2020 and newer Silverado or Sierra 2500 or 3500, then it might be time to think about upgrading or replacing your mirrors. The set that we have here is a great fit for your truck if you tow or haul often, or if you're just looking for an economical and easy replacement for your stock mirrors, or even if you're looking to upgrade. These are powered, they're heated, they're extendable, and they feature integrated clear turn signals and keep all of your factory functions intact, so they look and function just like an OEM part, only they do it for a fraction of the OEM cost. What we're looking at here is essentially an OEM style set of mirrors to replace or upgrade the ones your truck came with from the factory. And like we already mentioned at the beginning of the video, these keep all the same factory functions intact. You've got LEDs on the outside, and they're even going to work with your blind spot monitoring system as well. On the back side of the mirrors, you get a set of LED turn signal repeaters with clear lenses, so these are going to look factory fresh and put out plenty of light to help folks out on the road see you coming. These also retain all of your power functions for the mirror glass, and that glass is heated as well, so on those cold or snowy mornings, you're not going to have to sit there scraping your mirrors off before you can pull away safely. As for the rest of that mirror glass, these are towing mirrors after all, so up top you'll find your standard larger setup, which is again power adjustable, with the smaller manually adjustable convex section down below that. So again, you get a lot of surface area, and it makes it easy to place both your truck and a trailer if you happen to be pulling one. These are also manually extendable and foldable for some additional flexibility. Now it is worth noting here that if your truck did not come equipped with things like the turn signals, heated mirrors, or the blind spot monitoring system from the factory, simply plugging these in will not add those features automatically. So just bear that in mind. You may have to do some additional wiring or some coding if your truck didn't come so equipped originally. Construction here is all pretty standard stuff. You've got a black ABS plastic housing with a polycarbonate lens for that turn signal. It's all OEM type material, so it's also going to match your truck's trim perfectly. And as we already talked about, of course you get that crystal clear new mirror glass too. And you get all the stuff you need to get these installed, making for a quick and easy refresh, fix, or upgrade to your truck. However, the best part is probably the price, coming in at $800. This pair is actually a bit of a bargain. If you look at the OEM parts from GM, you're in for sticker shock. This setup is literally a fraction of the price, and it does all the things you'll need to do and gives your truck a nice upgrade if that's what you're after. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 1 hour to complete. Now everything comes pretty much ready to go right out of the box. You've got the few pieces of hardware that you need, and these are otherwise just going to plug right in place of your factory mirrors. So that means that you don't need to make any modifications to the truck, again assuming you've got all this stuff already equipped on it. It may just take you a little bit of time to access the plug and bolts that hold them on, but it's really not that complicated. And we're going to show you exactly what you need to do right now, so for that, let's head on out to the shop.
For this install, you will need an impact, an extension, 7, 10, and 13 millimeter sockets, and a small pry tool. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing mirrors on our Silverado, so let's get started. Now the first thing you want to do when unplugging anything electrical, especially with Chevrolet, is disconnect the battery. They're very sensitive to things being unplugged and plugged in, so we're going to disconnect the negative terminal on our battery first. We're over on the passenger side in our engine bay. We got a 10 mil socket and extension. We're going to loosen up the pinch nut and take off our negative terminal. So now we're over at our driver's side door, and we need to take our door card out in order to access the plug and mounting hardware for our mirror. So the first thing we need to do is remove this inner panel covering our hardware behind our door handle, as well as this outer trim panel, because there's some mounting screws in here. Then we have 2 more 7 millimeters down bottom that we'll have to remove as well. So we'll start by removing these covers. So we're going to start with this panel behind our door handle. Now if you look at the top left hand corner, there is a small opening where you can get a small pry tool in and carefully pop this panel out. That's going to reveal this 7 millimeter screw. Now we're going to remove this panel. Now this one has a tab that goes back behind where it is actually mounted, so you don't want to pull this straight out. You want to pull this end out and kind of work it out and forward. So we're going to pop this off. And pull it forward and out. Now we'll get this top 7 millimeter out first with our 7 millimeter socket and extension. You can pull your door handle back for a little bit more room. And we'll get these two back here. And these are a little tough to get all the way out. Next, we're going to get our two lower 7mm along the bottom edge of our door card. Now we're going to pull out on our door card to separate it from our door itself. This inside corner is the best spot to grab it from. Have that popped out, pull up on it. All right, so now as you can see, we have our door card resting on a stool. This makes things a lot easier if you don't want to fully disconnect your door card with your door handle and your main harness plug. Just makes it a lot easier to deal with. So we've got that set there. We're going to need to come into this inner panel and pop that out so we can access our plug and hardware for our mirror. So now we're going to pull this small cover off. It'll just pop right off, like that. Now we'll expose our plug. So what we're going to do is unplug that. You want to keep this accessible. So we're going to remove these with our 13mm socket and extension. Now you want to remove 3, and before you remove the last one, make sure you support your mirror so you can hold on to it and it doesn't fall. So now I've got my socket on my last nut holding my mirror in, and I've come out to the outside of the door so I can support my mirror while I remove this last nut. Now once you've got this side off, you can repeat the same process for the other side. So now we've got our new mirror, and just like with taking the last nut off of our old one, we're going to be on this side. We're going to slide our mounting studs through and install one of our new provided 13mm flange nuts to hold it in place. Now we'll get the rest of our nuts in place. We got the other one already on there. Now we'll bring back our 13mm socket and extension and tighten these down. Now that we have these tightened down, we'll plug this in. Now we can reinstall our cover. Now we can begin reinstalling our door card. One thing you want to take note of is getting your door lock rod back into position properly. You can pop this out of its retainer and move it around if you need to. Get this hooked on your windowsill area. Once that top portion is down, we can begin popping this back into place. And you want to be careful not to break your tabs because they are plastic, so if you just go banging on it, they will break. Once you get those lined up, give it some light taps. Now we can reinstall our 7mm screws and reinstall our covers. Now we'll work our way up from the bottom, reinstalling our 2 screws at the bottom, 2 in the middle, and 1 up top. Again with our 7mm socket. And we'll get our 2 middle. Top screw. Once we have those in, we'll reinstall our covers. Now we're to slide that rear tab back in like so. Now once you have this mirror installed, you can repeat the same process on the other side. Now, one thing to note when installing mirrors with more features than your OEM mirrors, that doesn't necessarily mean you will automatically have those features available to you when you install your new mirror. A lot of times they will require additional wiring, switches, or anything that is not configured into the OEM harness and computer. Now, once you have both mirrors installed, we can reinstall our negative terminal on our battery. Get that back on, tighten that back down with our 10mm socket. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our powered heated manual extendable towing mirrors with clear LED turn signals and matte finish for your 20 to current Silverado 2500 and 3500 HD. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.